I actually visited one of my favorite places, 100 Famous Views of Edo, drawn by Hiroshige Ando, and what the scene is like now. 014 Temple Gardens at Nippori, somewhere on the south side of the current Nishi-Nippori Station. A Rinsen, forest spring, is a garden created by arranging trees, ponds, and running water. This time, please start with a map that shows the height difference. The yellow area is the plateau, and the green and blue areas are low. The location of the temple that Hiroshige drew this time is like the garden of a temple on Mount Dokanyama. Dokanyama is in the middle of the plateau that leads from Kaneiji Ueno to Oji Asukayama via Tabata. The large yellow triangle on the map is the location. In the olden days, it was written as a new mote and was written as Nippori, but since the time of Kanon, 1748-51, azaleas have been planted, and the area has become a famous place where the beautiful garden of the temple continues. The cherry blossoms in spring and the autumn leaves are beautiful, and I forget about the sunset, so it is also called Hiroshige no Sato, and I wrote it as Nippori. The range extended from the back gate of Yanaka's Kaneiji Temple, currently Tennoji Temple, toward Dokanyama, with temples scattered on the west plateau and rural areas in the eastern lowlands. In the middle of the Edo period, Dokanyama and Hiroshige no Sato had a good view, many flowers of the four seasons, abundant medicinal herbs, and many collectors and tourists visited. Therefore, each of the scattered temples competed to maintain the garden. Jokoji Temple and Ukiyo-e Temple, Hanyoji Temple and Tsukimi Temple, Myuryuhi Temple, Shusei-in Temple, Saihonji Temple and Hanami Temple, Hanami and Suonodai, hearing insects and Mount Dokanyama, etc. It was a major holiday resort. So, where is the garden of this painting? So let's go back to Hiroshige's painting and take a closer look. First of all, what seems to be the main hall of the temple is drawn at the top of the picture. On the slope, there are wild cherry blossoms, flat land with tourist drawn, and weeping cherry blossoms in the foreground. This means that it is one of the famous Hanami temples, namely Myuryuhi, Shusei-in, or Saihonji Temple. If you take a closer look, there are some hints. On the right side of the picture, it is a garden tree cut in the shape of a ship. When I searched for more materials, I found a similar tree in the Nippori map of the Edo tourist attraction magazine Edo Mai Soju, which was drawn around the time of Tenpo. This was published in 1834 by Seton Hasegawa with a bird's eye view. Looking at the position of the garden tree, it looks like Myuryuji Temple, but there is a fence that shows the boundary line, so it is the garden of Shusei-in Temple on the left side. In any case, Myuryuji Temple is currently annexed to Shusei-in Temple and does not exist. Hiroshige also published a book called Aon Edo Miyaji Souvenirs before writing the 100 Famous Views of Edo. There is a picture with exactly the same composition in it. There is also a tree cut in the shape of a ship. Let's check the old map. This is an old map from the time of Tenpo, 1845. If you zoom in, you can see the three temples of Hanami. From the north, Saihonji Temple, Shusei-in Temple, and Myuryuhi Temple. Let's take a look at a cutout map of this area, which can be seen a little more extensively on the same Tenpo ancient map. I put a red circle as a viewpoint there. In addition, I put a modern map on it. I actually went to that place. This is the front of the current Shusei-in Temple. The scale of the temple itself has become quite small and it has been transformed into a residential area or an elementary school, and it seems that the old days are not so clear. The pink stone wall looks quite modern. Even if you let me enter, it is a small temple with only a graveyard and a temple. This is one of the 7 gods of good luck in Yanaka, and is called Higurashi Hotei. This is on the left side of the Shusei-in Temple, and Saihonji Temple is across the house. This is the view on the right side of the entrance of Hiroshige Temple. It will be on the Myōryū Temple side, which was annexed by Shusein Temple. This is the current Saionji Temple, one of the same Hanami temples that I went to the station side a little. Some weeping cherry trees are left. This is a photo with a raised perspective on Google Map. I overlaid Hiroshige's picture on it and pulled out things other than the frame. The atmosphere is completely different. So I put in a photo of the front of the current Shusein Temple. Residential areas are looming, some are becoming schools, and even more residential areas. You can see how urbanization and housing have progressed in this area after 164 years.